Hey guys, let's get more news about Miami Heat, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. NBA executives think Jimmy Butler will remain with the Miami Heat. NBA executives believe that Jimmy Butler will not be leaving the Miami Heat in the offseason. NBA insider Jake Fisher discussed the possibility of Butler rejoining the Philadelphia 76ers in the offseason but dismissed the rumors. He noted that most league executives do not expect the Heat star to leave South Beach this summer. A far murkier dynamic is that of Jimmy Butler, who's extension eligible in Miami. The Sixers, of course, have been in the Butler business before. He and Embiid maintained a close relationship, and Butler may have been the all-star whom Morey most often attempted to acquire in Houston, sources said. At this juncture, however, league executives are of the mind Butler will most likely remain with the Heat. Jimmy Butler was linked with a return to the 76ers primarily due to his close relationship with Joel Embiid. The two superstars played together during the 2018-19 season in Philly but were eliminated in the playoffs by the eventual champions Toronto Raptors. Butler would end up leaving the 76ers, as they chose to offer Tobias Harris a near-max contract worth $180 million across 5 years. Butler joined the Miami Heat in the summer of 2019, and the move turned out to be a great fit for both sides. Butler would lead the Heat to the 2020 NBA Finals in the bubble, where they would lose to LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers. But there was optimism, considering that Butler could bring them similar success in the future. Since Butler signed in 2019, the Heat have gone to the Eastern Conference Finals 3 times, and reached the NBA Finals twice, with the last time coming last year when they were defeated by the Denver Nuggets. Their roster has never been the strongest in the NBA, but the fighting spirit of the Heat, combined with Butler's leadership, has yielded great results for the franchise. Jimmy Butler's future has been the subject of great debate over the last few weeks. Heat president Pat Riley recently slammed Butler for making comments about the playoffs when he was injured and couldn't compete. This led to speculation that there were some issues between the two. Butler's agent recently responded to Riley's comments. But there hasn't been much noise since then about the friction caused by Riley's words. Recently, Heat legend Udonis Haslem spoke about the verbal altercation, downplaying any concerns about any drama between the two, pointing to both Butler and Riley's outspoken natures. At the end of the day, Riley says what he feels. Jimmy says what he feels. That's the locker room we have, and that's the organization we have. We don't always agree with each other, but we believe in eye-to-eye communication and saying what's on our mind. We don't believe in hiding things from each other. That's just how we operate over there. That's a regular Tuesday night in Miami, people just don't know it. This season, Butler averaged 20.8 points, 5.3 rebounds, and 5.0 assists. While Butler is still a great player in the NBA, he cannot lead the Heat to a championship by being the only superstar on the team. Riley and the franchise have been gun-shy about landing another star to help Butler. Jimmy Butler spoke after Riley's comments about his future, where he quelled any concerns about him leaving, expressing his love for the city of Miami and the franchise. However, things in the NBA can change very quickly, so despite the words of the executives and insiders, fans will continue to monitor the Butler situation in Miami. Miami Heat may prefer Jimmy Butler trade over contract extension this summer. Trading for Jimmy Butler has proven to be an excellent decision for the Miami Heat. Yet, after reaching the NBA Finals twice in 5 seasons, everyone in Miami would agree he didn't achieve what he came to South Beach to do. But now Butler's set to turn 35 before the 2024-25 NBA season tips off, and he's expecting to receive a maximum contract extension offer from the Heat this summer. Yet, there's no guarantee Butler will get the offer he wants, at least not from Miami. According to Kurt Helin of NBC Sports, multiple NBA teams now believe Miami is more inclined to trade Butler instead of committing to another massive contract for the two-way star. Despite what Pat Riley said at his press conference, there are rumblings from other teams that Miami could be open to parting ways with Jimmy Butler rather than extending him, although he most likely stays. For now, Butler is set to earn $48.7 million next season, but after that, the five-time All-NBA talent is expected to exercise his $52 million player option and become a free agent. That is, unless the six-time All-Star with 12 years of experience sees his play suddenly drop off, or if he runs into more durability issues. As great as Butler has been in Miami, he hasn't played more than 64 games in a regular season since joining the Heat, and this past year, he missed 22 games, including the entire postseason. They've also been seeking a third star to pair with Bam Adebayo and Butler, but it's possible the Heat view Butler as their most valuable trade chip and want to go hunting for a superstar instead. Bam Adebayo pours fuel on Donovan Mitchell to Miami Heat trade rumors. A post from Miami Heat star big man Bam Adebayo on X, formerly Twitter, may cause some folks to open their eyes to trade buzz connecting Cleveland Cavaliers guard Donovan Mitchell to Miami. A recent report detailed what a potential Mitchell trade between the Cavs and Heat might look like. Cavs owner Dan Gilbert and Kobe Altman would look for a lucrative package of multiple draft picks and one or two young players with star potential in a Mitchell trade, wrote Ashish Mather of Hoops Wire. For example, a source told Hoops Wire that the Cavaliers would ask for Tyler Herro and Jamie Jaquez Jr. from the Heat in Mitchell trade talks if it gets to that point. The Heat seemingly could benefit from making some changes to their roster in the offseason after how the 2023-24 campaign played out. Miami finished the regular season with a 46-36 record and the number 8 seed in the Eastern Conference after beating the Chicago Bulls in the play-in tournament. After the Heat's unspectacular play during the regular season, they were bested by the Boston Celtics, who finished with a league-best 64-18 record in the opening round of the 2024 NBA playoffs. Jimmy Butler and Terry Rozier were sidelined for the entire series. The Heat lost in 5 games, and every one of Miami's 4 losses to Boston came by 14 points or more. Miami was particularly embarrassed in Game 5, considering the Heat lost by a whopping 34 points at TD Garden. There weren't many positive takeaways from Miami's short time in the 2024 NBA playoffs, but one of them was the play of Adebayo. He was arguably the Heat's best and most consistent player against Boston, as he averaged 22.6 points per game on 49.5% shooting from the field along with 9.4 rebounds and 3.8 assists per game. After taking care of business against Adebayo and the Heat, the Celtics then sent home Mitchell's Cavaliers in 5 games in the following round of the 2024 NBA playoffs. Mitchell played in only 3 of the 5 games against Boston but averaged 31.7 points, 6.3 rebounds and 5.3 assists per contest on 51.5% accuracy from the floor during the series. While Heat fans shouldn't overreact to a social media post that was perhaps made in jest by Adebayo, they also should expect to continue to see the team connected to Mitchell in trade rumors. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Donovan Mitchell? Leave your opinion in the comments.